Been messing with the Yoda. Um,
Hello. This one? This one?
uh,
I'm gonna go get this report turned in.
Much thanks, Captain. Paperwork is...
Since the crew started helping Id with his job as the new Mr. Fix-It, we'd been really busy. The shop was completely flooded with requests. Those sad days when the Islanders didn't trust Id, they seemed like a lie now.
Lyria, how are you feeling today?
Id asked me that every time we met.
We're all worried about you. How's the lifelink holding up?
Right, our lifelink. Everyone thought it might have weakened when I was absorbed by Angra Mainyu. Honestly, I had been really scared back then. But now, with the weight of the sky off our shoulders, I felt better than ever. I flashed Vern and Id a smile to let them know I was okay. Talking about the lifelink brought back memories, and I realized Id still knew almost nothing about our adventures. I began by explaining Catalina's daring rescue of me and our escape from the Erste Empire. Then I described the big trees of Zinkenstill and the Imperial Hydra, and the sad reason I needed to make the lifelink with the captain. Eventually, we met Rackham and Io, Rosetta and Eugen. And before we knew it, our ship was full. It's really amazing how much our family has grown. The whole time I'd sat there, in silence, yes, but I could tell he was giving me 110% of his attention.
Since getting to Zega Grande, we've had a heck of a wild ride. But now that things have calmed down, we can get to making some good memories.
Sure.
I think I'm starting to understand Id. Sure, he has two modes, cold and colder. But if you really pay attention, you can see he has a warm enough heart. Id, the captain, the crew, you're the best friends I could ever ask for. Here's to hoping we'll be together forever.
burn it. I won't back down.
After some exciting paperwork, I returned to find Lyria and Vern taking Id on a walk down memory lane.
You guys have seen some amazing things.
This was coming from someone who survived Lilith's schemes and won a mind battle with a god dragon. We'd all been through a lot.
It's all because the captain looks out for us. Yep, my butt is epic. You saw him save Lyria and this whole freaking skydom?
I turned to look at Vern, open-mouthed. Where was all this coming from?
I'm just trying to be vocal about my appreciation, remember? So yeah, take care of Lyria and keep up the good work.
I could certainly manage that. Just remembered, Sierra got us a whole bag of sweets, as thanks for all our hard work. Lyria and Vern exchanged a glance so charged, I thought the air between them was going to burst into flame.
You should have told us that first. Early dragon gets the grub.
Hey, no fair! Come on, Vern, wait!
And just like that, they were off. Foodies, right?
Again with the foodies.
Captain, you got a moment?
I turned around, about to ask, "You want some too?" But one look at Id's knitted brow, and the question died on my lips.
Let's duel.
Did I just hear that right? Why, though? Did he have something against cookies?
Sorry. It was the stories about your adventures. They put the thought into my head.
Oh, that's why... No, I still got nothing.
I want to protect Lyria just as much as you do.
He stalked away then, and left me staring after him. I was still having trouble piecing together his train of thought, but one thing was clear. He was doing it for Lyria's sake. The duel was to take place at Halewind Altar. Lots of memories there. It's where we first met Id, where I lost to him, and Lyria was taken from us.
Do you guys really have to do this?
We're friends now, right? Friends don't fight each other.
Lyria and Vern tried to talk me out of it the whole way there, but I just kept thinking of the look in Id's eye. He wasn't going to back down, and I respected that.
Captain.
Id had been staring into the distance, like a statue set to guard the altar. He turned when he heard our footsteps.
Now that we've gotten to know one another, I've come to realize something. There's no one that can keep Lyria safe better than you.
He took deliberate steps towards me, but this was nothing like the first time we met. Before, he'd been terrifying, like a hydra closing in on its prey. But now, there was something softer about the light in his eyes. You could tell he was there to help.
You're the real thing. A hero. You didn't just save Lyria, you saved the skies. And I thought, maybe if we crossed blades again, I'd learn something. Something that would help me be more like you.
Id.
I finally got it. Id and I... There was still a part of us that couldn't tear away from that fateful day at Halewind Altar. When Id had been a bad guy, and I'd been too weak to protect Lyria. But things were different now. And this fight was going to prove it. I'm not losing this time.
I'd be disappointed if you did.
I drew my sword and took the first step forward.
Come, Beaks.
What no?
Give me everything you've got.
Okay, right back at you.
Please, just promise me you two will be careful.
Just like... Nice hit.
What happens? I'm not backing down.
Let's patch you up.
What?
Looking good. Never give up. Now we're ready.
We already knew this, but it's pretty much unstoppable.
We'll see about that.
I believe in you, bud. Show him how much you powered up.
I've grown too. Mercy for the weak. You're supposed to protect Lyria
not out yet.
You can do it!
Now it's beginning. Let's up the ante.
It's gonna take more than that to beat me.
It's thinning. You won't escape me. Sentence!
What? No resin.
Let's do this. Give me everything you've got.
Okay, right back at ya.
Please, just promise me you two will be careful.
Nope.
I just so sure I'm like,
Nice hit.
No matter what happens,
Hey,
I'm not
see ya.
backing down.
Oh yeah. Looking good. Just like that. Oh no!
I mean, we already knew this, but it's pretty much
Never give up.
unstoppable.
We'll see about that.
I believe in you, bud. Show 'em how much you're powered up.
I've grown. Come on, Captain. How are you supposed to protect Lyria like that?
I'm not out yet.
You can do it.
Keep up.
Looking to. You missed.
Yours done.
Nope.
You had your chance. Let's up the ante.
Gonna take more than that to beat me.
It's thinning. You won't escape me. Sentence! It's over! Take this! Come. Come! Faster, huh?
Just like.
Take this!
This should do it. Now we're ready. So, wanna give up?
You wish. Just getting started.
Oh, I can't look anymore.
Getting clear!
Oh yeah. Let's patch you up. Here goes! On me! Tempest Flame! Ha! Just like that!
This won't be an easy fight.
You're no slouch yourself.
My patience is
Bruce,
thinning.
still smiling. That's my blood.
Just a little longer.
You won't escape me.
Never give up!
Sentence!
Hold steady!
Not quite. Who's that? Devil may
I don't think you should take this more.
keep up. Interesting. Take this! Suffer! Break! Eat this! Faster! Keep faster. Come. 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 You're dead.
Pour it out, pal. Get him there. Hit me good.
Let's do it! There! Looking good!
Slice him up.
Thank you, Captain.
No,
Oh, Captain,
Thank
my
you.
Captain. That was a pretty intense fight. I don't know any combos. Or with every game.
I won.
I
stood,
win!
almost doubled over with my hands on my knees,
I'm gonna brush my
trying
teeth.
to remember how to breathe. It staggered over and stuck a clenched hand in my face. Yeah, of course he'd go for a fist bump. I tapped his knuckles lightly with mine, and just like that, we were back to being loyal crewmates. That duel had blown away all our regrets. No more looking over our shoulders. It was time to move past, well, our past.
Good day.
Another letter from Al arrived. Hazel had fully recovered and was bouncing about with unbridled energy. Al had returned to work on the reconstruction site and was working twice as hard to make up for lost time.
Is it just me, or is his writing messier?
It wasn't just Vern. Not only were there more missing words and misspellings than usual, the lines of Al's letters were harsh and tangled. Evidently, he'd scrawled them in a great hurry between jobs.
I got a bad feeling that next up, it's gonna be Al himself stuck in bed.
I shared Vern's sentiment. This was a boy willing to pick herbs from death's very garden for his sister. There was not an ounce of self-restraint in his character. I could only hope that he would emerge from this trial unscathed. Reading Al's third letter made my head buzz and my hands go numb.
Help! Hazel got sick again. Doctor says you don't know what's happened. The medicine we made don't work no more. What do we do?
It struck me that I, a Skyfarer they had only met once, was all the help these children had left to turn to.
Adelina, I'm worried about Hazel.
Lyria, who had been reading over my shoulder, looked as pale as death, and I thought I heard the fierce thudding of her heart. Let's head back to Folka, quickly. We learned not long afterwards that the captain, who at times seemed to command a sixth sense, had already asked Rackham to set course for the city. Al, Hazel, don't lose hope. Help is on the way.
Oh, that was
Almost died from boredom!
When we arrived at Folka, Al came out to greet us. I noticed he wouldn't meet any of our eyes and ducked his head like he was hiding from the world. The doctor had examined Hazel from head to toe, but as far as his eyes could tell, there was nothing wrong with her.
Hazel says all she needs to get better is some Wraith Ring eggs, but I just don't know.
I just don't know.
Al's voice was so small, I could hear the distance between us. Not physical, but emotional. He explained reluctantly that the Wraithwing was a bird which lives among the ancient ruins of Dali Island.
Actually, forget it. We've made you guys do too much already. We'll figure something out.
His smile didn't quite reach his eyes, which were enclosed in dark circles. The reconstruction effort must have been hounding him, and he was apparently not its only victim. Hazel had fallen ill around when Al began overexerting himself. I think I see what's going on here. Gently pushing aside Al's objections, we left to search for a Wraithwing nest. The task ahead, though dangerous, was for brother as much as it was for sister.
I'll take point.
This area seems promising. Be on the lookout for tracks.
The Cagster.
This is quite a rare find. We'd better add it to our provisions. It may come in useful later.
Gryffindor?
What's this?
This cargo's sure been roughed up.
Large talon marks and scattered feathers. The culprit is probably a wraithwing.
Let's see if it's left any other tracks. Look! More feathers! I think we're getting warmer!
Catalina! Catalina, over there!
That's it. It matches the description perfectly. That's our wraithwing.
Ah! What's with all the party crashers?
Stay calm. I'll get us out of this. Thank you, Rosetta.
I'm here to protect.
I'll protect you from anything. Healing light. Very well. Nothing I can't hit.
You want more?
Hit them now! Bury them. Earning my good graces to use Vern as a test subject?
I would never!
Now you're in the deep end. Swimming in the shallow.
No more.
Crimson needles.
No falling under my
I don't think you can
Sorry to
take
trouble
more.
you.
Taking some damage.
Nice! Now come on! We've got a bird to catch! These stupid monsters don't quit! You ready, Cat?
Always. I'll freeze them in their tracks.
One fell blow.
Now! We will prevail!
Here for you!
Impressive as always, Madonna.
Impressive? Look in the mirror, Missy.
Stay with me. You got it. We've still got a ways to go. Yeah.
Ain't never let that
said.
slip away.
Keep your cool, everyone. How precise. Understood.
Okie dokie.
My dust. Impressive.
You think so low of me?
One fell blow. Can you satisfy my Come, Crimson Thorn.
Look! The bird! It's watching us really closely.
Whoa! Looks like it's got giant talons! And a nasty temper! Be careful, Catalina!
It's all right, Vern. I won't let that overgrown turkey hurt us. Let's go.
Here, needles.
Want to see something real quick?
One fell blow! On me! Right away.
My turn?
Bolster the Thank you, Rosetta.
I'm two naughty children.
Stop them!
What do you
Loud and clear. Hold on. Ultimate flag. Butterfinger. Catalina.
Never you worry.
It's over! Casiosto!
It's your lucky day. Ars Magna. Bye-bye.
Shining one. Kind of chaos.
Do it again.
That'll be easier.
No! Cusco, are you injured?
Bro, oh, it comes back?
I appreciate it. Wrong time. Beautiful, are they? Unfurl your bluff.
I think it's protecting something.
Of course. It's trying to defend its nest. No wonder it's so desperate.
But we're desperate too. Hazel and Al are counting on us.
Back into the
Us
fray.
versus them.
Come, Crimson Thorn. Sweetest
Suck it up.
Wonderful.
What do you think? Welcome to my garden.
Fantastic.
I'll protect you from anything.
Enchanted land! I'll finish this! You are a blessing. Nothing I can't. Cut them down! The time is right. Now! On me! Indeed. What do you think?
All right! Take that, you big chicken!
Now we just need to search the nest and collect the eggs. I can't help feeling guilty, though.
We're so sorry, Miss Wraithwing. We promise we won't take more than we need.
Yeah. Shut up, dude.
Stay near. I'll protect
You
you.
know. You having chicken for dinner?
I took our prize to the dining hall. But weighing on me was the thought that Hazel had likely told Al a white lie.
Oh?
It said that one bite of a Wraithwing egg sends waves of energy coursing through your body. I guessed that she wanted the meal not for herself, but for her exhausted brother.
I'm so sorry.
My suspicions were confirmed when I returned from the canteen to find Hazel apologizing to the crew.
Catalina, we need to tell you something.
I cut Al off. I knew speaking the words would hurt him.
Let him
It was
speak.
better that he didn't give sound and substance to unnecessary guilt. I don't know what's troubling you, but you have to eat. It's the only way the two of you will get better. Food and comfort. That was all I could afford them.
Hello.
The Nautilus is skyworthy?
I wasn't sure which was greater, the helmsman's confusion or Kent's enthusiasm.
Yep. We've got one last bit of patching up to do, but she'll be ready before you know it. Isn't that exciting?
Unexpectedly, the helmsman's confusion shifted into something darker. I decided to pry. Yeah, we'll have you back at the helm in no time. Unless you're getting cold feet or something. Yep, hit the nail on the head. The look in his eyes was unmistakable. He feared the skies. Despite his attempts to hide it, his fists were balled up and trembling. I knew the signs well enough. It wasn't my place to snoop further. From his perspective, I was just a busybody trying to dredge up a dream he'd long laid to rest. What could I do anyway? This was something he had to deal with himself. But hey, if I got through it, anyone could. So I did what I could. I put my hand on his shoulder and gave him a sympathetic nod.
Hold on. What's going on here?
Huh? My turn?
Drafts, man.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this.
It was a bombshell no one wanted to hear, especially as the Nautilus's repairs were finally wrapping up.
What are you talking about? This was our dream, wasn't it? What did you...
I'm afraid, okay?
A heavy silence permeated the room. It was uncanny how much of my former self I saw in him. Actually, uncanny's not the word. It was downright painful. See, to pilot an airship, you gotta make peace with the fear of flying, a close cousin of the fear of death. You, afraid? Aren't you a trained helmsman? I knew exactly how he felt, but decided to play dumb. His response was so faint, I wasn't sure if he'd said anything at all. Turns out, he made a bad call during a practice flight and crashed his vessel. Barely escaped with his life.
I don't want this dream to die, but my arms shake whenever I think of taking the wheel again.
Poor kid, he hadn't figured it out yet, but I knew how to teach him. Real shame the Nautilus won't have a helmsman. Maybe I should take over, till you're feeling up to it.
No. The Nautilus is our ship.
He took the bait. Fair enough. Then come with me for a ride on the Grand Cipher. If you've got the grit for it, I mean. It was a risky gamble, but I had a feeling Lady Luck was on my side that day.
Oh, boy. Duty calls.
Incredible. It even has an autopilot mode?
She's got it all, kid.
Why did Rackham bring us aboard?
I'm not quite sure myself, actually, but it is kind of fun.
Really?
Rackham! We've got company!
No, I'm too young to die.
Everybody take cover. I'll handle it.
Come on.
Watch it learn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Come, Crimson!
Go time! Have at 'em!
Shall we conclude? There's more of them!
Just stay calm. I won't let you get in harm's way. I promise.
go time! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Great. Now we gotta deal with these pests too. Always expect the unexpected. Because in the skies, life and death like sheep by jowl.
Expect the unexpected.
You've got some
Ready to
backbone
face the
after all.
music? That one got me
Thank you,
revved up.
Just can't be beat.
Have at 'em. Look alive.
Sure.
Serves you right. That's on a swivel, people.
Let's get going.
Gotcha.
Got a bullet for you.
Swimming in the shadows.
What do you think? Beautiful, are
Bet it all. Take him.
they?
This one.
This road, fun.
Tag, a team player. Bet you hit your head.
I did it.
I can't believe he took down those wyverns. Skyfarers are a whole different breed, huh?
Stay sharp! We we've got more wyverns coming our way!
So the first horde was just recon, huh? Bring it! They'll go down all the same.
I think I'm starting to get it, Rackham. Why it is that you fight. I mean, you want to take to the skies? You've got to be ready for the storms, right?
Yeah, you truly believe in a dream. Risk of danger? It's a small price to pay.
A dream, huh? I let fear get the best of me, and I guess I lost sight of what's important.
You should now.
Here, have a whole magazine!
This should do the trick.
Bring it!
Come now. Sure.
All yours.
Don't let up yet. Who do you think I am?
Danger lurks around every corner.
Oh, nothing survives this.
Oh, yeah!
Late to run away.
That comes fun.
All right, that's a lot. Now then, take a good look around you. Tell me that ain't a sky worth putting your life on the line for.
Yeah, it's really something, huh? I never knew it could be this beautiful.
Ha! One for the books.
Oh no.
Incredible! The skies are so vast.
Wow.
So that's what the town looks like from up high.
What a relief. I was worried the monster attack had only made things worse for the would-be crew. But the gamble paid off. The helmsman's eyes lit up with newfound determination.
The Nautilus will fly, and you can bet I'll be at the helm.
The skies have a way of making us understand. I'm just glad this kid decided to listen.
Hello.
My katana's all sharpened and ready.
Is this a drill?
Do you need the strength of a king?
We took our first steps into the forest. There's something about the woods after it rains. The air's so pure and refreshes the spirit. I had a good feeling we'd find that garden in no time. My optimism didn't last long. We spent hours searching every single likely spot, and a lot of unlikely ones too. Yet the garden eluded us. If it was here, it was tucked away somewhere really obscure. While we searched for those flowers, I made sure to keep tabs on Karzeda as well. The sun might have come out, but his expression was still clouded. He looked like he was on the verge of breaking down. I figured I should say something to try and shore up his spirits. I told him that no matter how harsh things are now, or how bad some days will be, there's always meaning in getting up each day, even if it takes some time to find it. Sometimes a search will take you back the way you came. Sometimes it's a detour, but even that has meaning. because the answer could lie off the beaten path. The important thing is to take things 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. Even regret, though it seems as tall and foreboding as a mountain, might become a gentle hill you could walk over, given enough time. I know what it sounds like, but I wasn't just telling him this to make myself feel better. It's just... sometimes, you have to run when the going gets tough, and that's fine. Just as a ship needs a port in a storm, a soul needs a safe harbor. Turning your back on your problems isn't the solution. No one knows that better than me. But we're allowed to make mistakes. That's part of the journey, and what it means to be alive. At some point, we have to settle up with the demons inside of us and learn to live with them. I've been skyfaring long enough to trust my gut, and it says we'll find that garden.
Thank you. If only I knew what she was growing.
We'll know once we find it. Just stay close to us, okay?
Let's look for that garden. Maybe we can find some clues around here.
No time. Have a baseball point. Now it's over.
They must fear our strength.
Yep. Now it's a whale of a
We were
while.
in harmony.
Let loose the fires of war.
Come on.
Understood.
There's no time for rest.
I hadn't planned on it.
This wood is aromatic. It should ward off the beasts. Maybe it was put here to protect the flowers. There might be more nearby.
Rain on the hill.
Here goes!
Let us take them. Gather. Strength is built by time and diligence.
Wish I had your perspective when I was in my 20s.
Another scented stick. And more over there.
There sure are a lot of sticks lying around. How'd they get like this? Keep your eyes peeled. The garden ought to be nearby.
This is the place. I know it. But it's...
We need the flowers. Flowers. Okay.
Damn it. The monsters are really going to town. First things first, we fight. Get back, Tarzana. Here's a little payback. Know your place. Got something for you. Here goes. A flyer, huh? Nothing me and my gun can't handle. Now then.
Momentous.
How about no? Kneel.
Put me
Into the fray!
Oh yeah.
See? I can teach you a thing or two. Much from my vassals. Seal
By
their
my
fate.
blade.
You wield deadly.
I do not wield my art. I live it.
A wyvern too? Give me a break already.
Oh yeah.
Stay at the ready. War never sleeps.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Be swift as a minnow.
Now then.
More.
How about no? There's my backup. Great work.
Indeed.
Here's a one.
That was impressive.
Trying to butter me up.
Got a beat on her.
Reel him in.
Know your place. Here's a little payback.
It's good for ya. Opportunity cover it.
And it's not.
Attack!
Come on.
Understood.
Here goes. Don't kneel.
Rain on this
On me. It's
as
over.
you wish. I fight.
You reap what you sow.
Follow me!
Got him in my crosshair.
Gave him some heat on that one.
Yeah.
Let us carry.
Talk to him. Not bad, not bad. Definitely too much work. It
The
feels like
monsters, but the
you got other
garden.
people just.
You all right,
spamming square.
Karzeda? Come on, pull yourself together. People weren't the only ones who lost their homes to the storm. Monsters that were driven from their former territories flocked to the woods surrounding Folka. We finally found the garden, but the monsters had trampled a good chunk of the flowers, leaving behind only a few pathetically wilted survivors. Karzeda stared at the carnage, dumbstruck. I couldn't blame him. It's not like the monsters had done it on purpose, but they might as well have stampeded over his broken heart. I'm no gardening expert, but even in their sorry state, I could tell that the flowers had been well cared for. Fertilizer, spades, watering cans, and other tools were laid out. Inside one of the equipment boxes, we found a notebook with detailed records of all the flowers she had planted. The notebook had instructions on how much fertilizer was needed to help the flowers take root in the mineral-loaded soil, the best time for planting, the names of the flowers, and what they symbolize. I passed the notebook to Karzeda, who began reading it as if the secret to life was written in its pages. Maybe for him it was. The last page described another flower garden, separate from this one. With the notebook to guide us, we went in search of it. As we walked, I prayed for Karzeda's sake that the other garden was intact.
Good day. You wouldn't leave your sister behind.
It is an honor.
Let's get it.
The bustling streets and alleyways of Seed Hollow were steeped in an unusual silence. Rumors of the phantom sightings had spread, and the citizens became too fearful to leave their homes. We were still missing a part of the picture, but what was it?
I'm sure it was just someone's minds playing tricks on them.
Poor Lyria. I needed to wrap up this investigation as quickly as possible. However, despite our comprehensive search of the castle, nothing stood out as unordinary. We'll have to come back another day. Just then, I noticed a faint movement in the corner of my eye. Wait, it couldn't be.
Huh? What are these guys doing here? We already took care of Angraminyu.
Ominous forms. Foul creatures born from the primal beast, Angraminyu. Surely they weren't the cause of the sightings, were they? I had my doubts, but this was no time for questions. The castle was in dire need of some pruning. Such hostility. It seems we've no choice but to fight.
You sure these are the posts we're looking for? Something about this gives me the will.
We'll uncover the truth soon, so hang in there, okay? This place will need more than a restoration if we don't do something about this. How beautiful. Bury them right behind you.
I'd like to hear what you think of my technique.
You found your own style, son. That's all you need. They cut me on the back. No eye can track me.
Shall we continue? I will love you tenderly. Did you miss me? Pass away.
These sneakers left up. Stay sharp,
Take my
guys.
form. Very well. No falling under my watch. Looks like it's clear for now. Shall we? Come,
Did
Crimson
you see
Thorn!
that?
Do you interested? He supposedly disappears if you attempt to get close. Perhaps that wasn't the entire truth. Our job's not finished yet. Shall we? They've infested the entire courtyard. Who's ready for a pruning? Spiral rub! Did you miss me? Refreshing, isn't it? The roses shall... Fight harder! Fighting up close won't do us good here.
Sounds to me like it's time for a ranked battle. That's right up your alley, isn't it?
Huh? Welcome to my garden.
Reel him in.
Drawn to my garden.
They hunt from underground. We can't lose track of them.
Don't play too hard.
We roundabout. We end it.
Even the sweetest rose. No. There's such a thing as being too popular, you know? Beautiful, aren't they?
I don't think you can take much more.
Come join me. Let none escape. Quite a tenacious bunch, aren't they? Jeez, where are they coming from? Fight harder! Refreshing, isn't it? Come join me.
With fury! After you! We move so
Still
fast.
more of
it's
them?
not even
Get a clue already!
Don't play too hard. Take my thorn. Did you miss me? That should be the last of them.
Huh. And stay out!
Wait a second. What is that?
That is pretty good.
What's this? A crystal fragment. I took a closer look. Within its faded luster was a familiar green aura. But where had I seen it before?
Hold up a second! Doesn't that remind you of those hallowed ground spots?
Vern was right. Its glow was nearly identical to the crystals found on hallowed grounds. Their unique aura kept monsters at bay, providing travelers with safe haven. Did this shard come from one?
It's faint, but Excavalian's aura. I can feel it coming from inside.
That couldn't be. I focused on the crystal splinter in hand, and indeed, there was the presence of a familiar primal. Excavalian was the primal beast of Dolly Island, much farther than a stone's throw from here. So why were we able to feel its presence all the way in Seed Hollow?
It's not the only one. I think I can feel another primal beast here too.
Another primal? How could that be possible? A phantom girl, Excavalian, ominous forms, and now another primal beast. None of it made any sense. As we unraveled more of the castle's secrets, it became clear that we had barely scratched the surface of its walls.
Hello.
Watashi.
We were back at square one. In hopes of finding some new leads, we split up and interviewed every Seed Hollow local we could find. Despite our efforts, we found little new information. Zothba and his connections, on the other hand, proved invaluable once more as they unearthed a new clue. The girl wore a crown of flowers. I froze in place. I knew this primal. In fact, I learned of her on my first visit to Zega Grande. Konohana Sakuya, was it? Yes. An ethereal girl bearing a floral crown? It had to be her. Her presence would explain why Lyria sensed a primal beast in addition to Excavalian. She was pact-bound to Ulmarine Island, and she held domain over blossoming flowers. The unusually vibrant bouquets blooming across Seed Hollow just added more proof of her proximity. With the culprit identified, only one problem remained. Me. After what Sakuya and I went through, I doubt she would ever show herself around me again.
Konoha.
Before I could share this revelation, there was something else I needed to discuss with the crew. Not about Konohana Sakuya, but my time spent with the captain's father.
Yeah.
His crew was on a journey to collect Astrum fragments. These fragments were said to have fallen straight from the astral realm and contained the power of the primal beasts themselves. Using the fragments, the captain's father could separate astral power embedded within primal beasts and return them to their original forms. That was the purpose of his journey.
Huh? Wait, what? This is
His
important.
was a mission of liberation, to free so-called deities and legends who were tethered to the Sky Realm. Once free from the shackles of their corporeal forms, they could fade back into the nebulous ideas and faiths that had given them structure in the first place. Of course, it would be up to the primal beasts themselves to make this decision. Some had grown quite fond of living in the Sky Realm. However, there were countless others who were born into the skies, cursed to fight for eternity. These were the ones who longed for a return to the immaterial. At the lowest point in my existence, when I felt I had no purpose in these skies, I'm sure I felt the same. Regardless, some were quick to brand us a ruthless crew of primal
like
hunters.
the 12
And
in Final
surely
Fantasy.
Konohana Sakuya had heard the rumors. But the question remained, why had she decided to reveal herself to me now?
What's a god to enough? Yo, this right here is... I don't know, I'm not caught up with the... Gotcha. Hey... think trying to kill them.
Unfortunately, simply knowing the identity of the girl would not solve the problem of her many phantom appearances.
So, is this, Kahuna Yakuza? You think she's the one causing the monsters to come out?
Unlikely. I've never met her in person, but I don't think she and the ominous forms are connected in the slightest.
Yo, got some new intel on the girl. You're still, working the case, right?
The family Zathba had been continuing to search for clues in the background, and thankfully, their search bore fruit. In one of the areas where the ghostly girl was sighted, a bystander had found an ancient book.
Broke my brain trying to read the dumb thing, but you're smart and pretty smart and, well, yeah.
Oh, poor boy couldn't even get his words straight. Thank you. You're quite the gentleman.
No, I'm not. I'm a badass. Anyway, I should get going.
He had barely placed the book in my hands before scurrying off. What had gotten into him, I wonder? I opened the book and peered through the rune-like characters inside. No normal person would be able to decipher this.
Oh, that looks really complicated.
Really? Let me see.
When Vern approached the book, Roland's transceiver began to glow. It illuminated the text, somehow morphing the illegible script into something readable. My breath caught in my chest. Had an astral authored this book?
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Where are we going?
My hour has come.
The text seemed to be a log from an experiment of sorts. Although it was barely legible, I tried to grasp its meaning. Originally, it was Excavalion, primal beast of fortification, who forged a pact with Almarine Island. Although it's unclear why, Excavalion would eventually migrate to Dali, leaving Konohana Sakuya to take its place on Almarine. That was all I could make out of the texts. With this new information, I needed to re-examine the facts. First, the stage. Almarine Island, home to Seed Hollow and its citizens, once protected by Excavalion. Next, a curious switch. Konohana Sakuya takes its place as the island's pact-bound primal. Now, our present mysteries. A crystal shard replete with Excavalin's aura. Angra Mainyu's altar beneath the castle, the ominous forms. And finally, Konohana Sakuya's curious reappearance. Think, Rosetta. Was the shard left behind by Excavalion? Did it serve a purpose in protecting the island? It was possible that Avia's invasion of Seed Hollow destroyed this mechanism, causing the primal to reveal herself in defense.
Now that I think about it, the ghost rumor started to pop up only after that crystal beneath the castle was destroyed.
So, it was all connected. There's no time to explain, but more ominous forms will appear if we don't repair this island's defense system. Where could we find another fortifying crystal?
How about Dolly? That's where Excavalion lives now, right? Maybe it's got a spare lying around.
Indeed. If we were to find a solution to our problems, it would be buried beneath those churning sands. If I'm not mistaken, we should come across a guardian crystal not too far from here. Let's take a look around those hills. Do you remember where we fought that griffin?
Gliding.
Oh, oops. Didn't mean to wake you. Mind letting us pass through?
You will
Great. Am I alluring? Shall we conclude? Can you satisfy my hunger?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nicing boy!
Not quite the crystal we're looking for. A wild monster's den. I'd like to avoid needless bloodshed if possible.
You now! The fire! Follow! To action! Continue the assault!
Understood.
Come join me. What do you think?
A rat challenging a wolf.
That ain't it. I don't think we're in the right place. Let's try to hit up that hilly area. Nothing this way either, huh?
medallion. It's faint, but I can feel it.
Did we find it?
A cobra! It must have been waiting to strike!
It seems words won't work here. Get ready, everyone. Unfurl your blood! I will love you tame. You want more, you don't. Careful, don't let it strike you with venom. Fight harder! Don't play too hard now. The roses shall protect you. Refreshing. Take them down.
Into the fray!
Now then, where were we?
Wow, we did it! Let's take this crystal back to Seed Hollow.
Shortly after securing a crystal from Dolly, we returned to Seed Hollow Castle. We installed the new crystal beneath the castle, causing a pale green light to illuminate the area. It was the familiar aura of hallowed ground, sure to repel any lingering ominous forms.
It's too bad we couldn't meet her. Konohana Sakuya.
The mystery had been solved on nearly all fronts. I'd be lying if I said I was completely satisfied, however. After all was said and done, I still didn't get the opportunity to clear the air with her.
Good day.
It has a... Oh, God. Ollie.
During the next month's visit, Malfira looked more downtrodden than I had ever seen. Vern expressed his distress before I could vocalize my own.
Holy spools, lady! You look like you've been up all night. You feeling okay?
Malfira meekly raised her head, barely affording him a grin.
My love, he didn't come back to me.
It took me a moment to find a response. I'm sure... I bet he'll find a way to return next month. She had already been waiting an eternity for him. What comfort were my words? And yet, she still found the strength to smile.
I hope so. I'm so tired of moping around like this. It's getting harder to stay positive, but I'll find a way, for his sake. That man, you know, he's so absent-minded, he probably mixed up the date on his ticket.
Malfira unrolled the blanket across her lap, checking the backing of her stitching.
I've poured a lot of love into this design. I hope he likes it.
As she vacillated from melancholy to forced cheer, and back again, I had to bite my lip for fear my thoughts would spill out.
I'll definitely...
1 month passed, and still no word from Alfira's beloved.
I'm sure he has his reasons.
Lyria tried to comfort the young seamstress, but Malfira's smile was noticeably dimmer than before.
Yes, you're right. He's not one to take risks or push himself too far. There's nothing to worry about, I'm sure.
Her words sounded strained, like she was trying to convince herself. I thought I knew what was happening, but I couldn't bring myself to acknowledge it. Not yet. We were all stuck in awkward silence, so I changed the subject.
How did you two meet?
It was in this very plaza. He was a bookworm, so he came here to do his reading. I was out catching some sun myself when he found the courage to sit next to me. I turned to greet him and he shoved a book on embroidery in my face. Not the greatest first impression, huh?
Energy returned to her movements. Color returned to her smile.
So what did you do?
You're going to laugh. I told him I already owned the book. His face turned pale as a ghost, but it was cute, seeing him all vulnerable. So I asked his name, and the rest is history.
She shut her eyes, savoring the nostalgia. Then she sighed.
Guess I'll have to go to Dolly and drag him home myself, won't I?
No, not that. I couldn't let her go to Dolly alone. After witnessing her optimism return, I couldn't let her learn the truth.
Almost died from boredom.
I will lead us to triumph.
No, you should stay here. We'll go for you. Dolly can be a dangerous place, and I'm sure your partner wouldn't want anything to happen to you. I hoped that logic would be enough.
Dolly? Dangerous? But so many people live there. But if a skyfaring crew is offering their services, who am I to deny professionals?
Vern scrunched his face in confusion.
Lots of people? What are you talking about? Dolly's basically a giant sand...
A quick nudge was enough to interrupt Vern. I hoped Malfira had missed the majority of his comment. You can trust us. We handle this kind of assignment all the time. We'll be back before you know it.
Okay, let's do it.
My air of confidence, false though it was, seemed to bring her welcome relief.
Could you take the blanket with you? I wanted to give it to him myself, but I know he's probably already spent weeks freezing at night, and it won't do me any good here.
She pushed a soft bundle into my hands. It was warm to the touch, thanks to the silk from Fondom, but it was also warm to the soul, thanks to the love and care that Malfira put into every stitch. Of course, it would be my pleasure. Everyone, to the fight! According to Malfira's map, the excavation was near the central ruins.
You sure you want to trust that dusty old thing?
Point taken. But we can at least get a sense for the lay of the land. Now let's go. This place is crawling with monsters. Stay on your toes, everyone.
Excellent work, everyone. No problem. Paris!
Bendable.
And that was some
They shall
good
quake
support.
before us.
Clean this place up so we can start our search.
You will burn! Friggin' that!
Let me break you in.
Smell you later.
There's never enough!
He's
Go time.
It doesn't look like anything's here. Maybe we'll find something back at the Western Council.
It's over.
Do these guys get paid to fight us or what?
No
How's that?
Now! To action!
Right.
I'm starting to get restless. Come on, let's hurry.
Welcome to the show.
Reel him in.
This place feels right somehow.
I think I saw someone over there. Let's go. Where'd that dude from before go?
I think I know.
A ghost. Husband's grave.
No, it can't be.
I'm afraid so. He's no longer with us, but we've at least found his resting place. That's some comfort.
What? No, that's impossible.
Possible?
We all stood before a grave, created 15 years ago
Maybe
in
it was
the
so
wake of a
naive.
terrible calamity. Carved on the back were the names of the deceased. And there, in the middle of them all, was the name of Malfira's beloved. I wrapped the blanket around the stone, tying it securely so the harsh desert environs wouldn't steal it, like it stole the lives of these scholars. Maybe it would at least keep their memory warm. Malfira put her heart and soul into this blanket. Take care of it, okay?
Good day. On days without work, I would meditate on the deck of the Grand Cipher. One day, the voice of Vern broke through my meditations.
I don't know. She looks pretty wound up. Wouldn't she usually have dozed off by now? I'm telling ya, something's going on.
He was livelier than ever. Perfect. You shouldn't push yourself too hard, Narmaya. And sweet, tender Lyria. Yes, this was how things should be.
Owning out.
I cracked open my eyes and stole a hopeful glance at the captain. But on that kind face, I could read only worry and distress.
I wanted nothing more than to comfort my darling. No, I was acting for their sakes. I had already come so far. If I could just hold to my path a little longer, make the skies a little safer, then I could go back to being their big sister. I needed more strength. I needed to be worthy of this family. The crew of the Grand Cipher was powerful, but in the end, we were only small people in a vast sky, filled with endless dangers. If I didn't get stronger, one day that sky would engulf us. I had to protect them. I could protect them. All I was lacking was time. I couldn't believe it. I rushed back to Zero after every mission, but that day the captain had dropped by without my knowledge and taken up a request, a particularly treacherous one. It was careless to think that Zero would reserve every single dangerous job for me.
The Grand Cipher crew's more than capable of handling it.
Couldn't she see? The universe worked in dark and mysterious ways. Their lives were always in danger. If I allowed monsters to wander free through the skies, their rot would continue to seep until I, just one lonely figure, could no longer hold back the tide. I had to hunt them all down. There was not a moment to lose. I had to cut down the root of evil, so it could never spread again. I would not kill out of malice, nor did I seek meaningless violence. But when weighing the lives of my loved ones against the lives of these beasts, the answer was clear. As long as their threat persisted across the skies, the crew would never truly be safe. And so I would wield my blade to protect the crew and the helpless. For the captain, I would become the harbinger of death. Everything is for the captain. My captain. My dearest captain. I would kill, and kill, and kill, and kill. Every last threat.
Oh my.
I run. It was couldn't if I had to hunt. I would not win as long as they're in so are the cap. Everything is for I would kill. And kill and kill and kill. Every last threat.
Then you can't. Oh. Oh. Guess I could do.
I couldn't. I run. It was couldn't if I had to hunt. I would not but win as long as they're in so I were the cap. Everything I would kill. Every last threat.
So let's help. Level up.
Getting better and better. How pleasant. Oh my. Perfect. Yes. Nice. Yes. How pleasant. Perfect. Oh my. Nice.
We riding solo, solo.
I found the largest known monstrous den in this skydom, and began my hunt. Die, for the sake of the skies, and my captain. My blade cut through flesh and bone. Again, again, again and again. And soon, time lost all meaning. How long was I there? Perhaps 3, or even 4 days. My grip went numb, my vision blurred, my body grew heavy. But I couldn't stop. Not here. With these hands, I would deliver my loved ones, even if it meant seeping them in blood. Next is 979. I must stay strong. For the captain.
Oh no, potions.
I must destroy every threat. Death breeds life. Breathe.
health potions, no problem.
The final song. They must all be eliminated.
Am I tripping?
Foam on the... Not yet. How was I so blind?
Where? I wasn't... Not the right move?
Like the Joffrey flutters. Without darkness. My hands have gone numb, but even in death, my sword and I are one.
Why is this over here? Look in damn fate.
Out of my sight. Look. You're open. Letter. To see me is to see death. Like the Joffrey blood. It hurts to move. Sing, my blade. Dawn blood. Try again. Pass away. Scatter. Come on. Wind in the fields. Fly. Letter. Come what may, the final song. 999. There's more above me. I can feel it. Here. You have breathed your last. Succumb. Life is... Hero. Letter. I see
come. The final moonrise. The tide swells. All is swept away. Life is a... Right away. Swift as thought. Certain as death. I will take your life, even if it costs me mine. Blood. Leather. Death breeds life. Slow. Protect the captain. You're finished. The final. They've gone mad. Did it. Wait. There's more of that. Impossible. My body had reached its limit. I had managed to fend off countless hordes of monsters, but more kept creeping from the shadows. I summoned the last of my strength for one final swing. Then my sword clattered to the ground. Darkness. Monsters began to close in, claws drawn, ready to kill. I closed my eyes, waiting for it all to end. But before my mind could fade into darkness, I was roused by a brilliant flash.
Normaya!
Captain? Let's get you out of here! Quickly!
You had us worried, you know?
Vern, Lyria too? The captain took my hand, but I couldn't leave yet. I had to finish the job.
Normaya, I'm so sorry we didn't notice what you were going through sooner.
My heart plunged. I should have been the one apologizing. I was the one who failed. Gently, I tried to withdraw my fingers from the captain's.
We heard it all from Sierra. Can't believe she's been giving you all the hard jobs. You were doing it to protect us, right?
I parted my lips. They needed to understand that it wasn't Sierra's fault, that I brought this all on myself. But my arid throat could not push out a voice. After a moment of silence, the captain pressed down on my hand.
Normaya, I want to protect those closest to me, same as you. So if something's on your mind, don't keep it to yourself. We're here for you.
And just like that, I was overcome with the emotions I had tried so hard to suppress. How could I have been so blind? Not a single one of us could protect the crew, but that's okay.
Agreed.
Because all of us could protect each other. The whole is greater than its parts. The captain's grip was firm and led me blinking into the sunlight. There, I saw worry etched into the faces of the crew. I realized that, by putting myself in harm's way, I hurt those who cared for me. Those who loved me, those I wanted to spend my days with, now and forever. But the course I had been following could only lead to isolation. The captain still hadn't let go of my hand, though the grip of those calloused fingers was firm. I felt a gentle kindness in their warmth.
Alright.
Hello.
That's all for
Well then, so long.